You are about to listen to a romanticized history of the War of Troy, written by Dionigi Cristian Lentini. Copyright 2020. English version translated by Rosemary Dawn Allison. Narrated by Ian A. Miller. Prologue. In a time when humans, gods, and heroes were the only true masters of their time, intertwining their lives, confusing their work, assimilating and sharing their feelings, fate revived, as it had already done millions of other times, as it does every day despite our being unaware, and as it will do until the final day of human existence, the historical, fantastic, and mostly intimate story that has marked and conditioned the natural course of history with its extraordinary action, dynamic narrative, epic plot, psychological implications, and eternal, indelible values. Prometheus, the wedding of Theseus and Peleus, and the apple of discord. It began on a brisk spring morning. The sun of day, long awaited by mortals and immortals, rose on the mountains of Thessaly. Finally the divine wings of Hermes, god of luck and travel and messenger of the gods, rested exhausted on a comfortable seat of ebonite, after having delivered the happy invitation throughout creation. Meanwhile little Eros, god of love, took advantage by playing with the caduceus, in the heart-breaking expectation of hitting the two young spouses who everyone was now awaiting. The world celebrated the wedding feast of Thetis and Peleus. Thetis, or Thesis, was the most beautiful of the 50 nymphs who were daughters of Nereus, the old god of the marine abysses. Her youth and her bewitching ways had also caused the father of the gods, god of heaven and earth, to lose his head, Zeus, who, despite already being married to his sister Hera, goddess of abundance, used to lose himself in faithless escapades with the most beautiful maidens in the world. It happened that, just when Zeus in disguise was about to mate with Thetis, Hermes arrived in time, bringing an urgent missive to his father. The Titan Prometheus, who had been chained by Zeus for years on a cliff in the Caucasus for having stolen the divine fire and given it to humans, had to report something that, if ignored, would cause the supreme god to lose the throne and his primacy on Olympus. Thus the divine seducer swooped down like a thunderbolt on Prometheus, and promised to end his captivity and the atrocious torture to which he had been condemned, if the latter immediately revealed what was threatening his throne, and had troubled his sleep continuously. And while he was making a solemn oath, he liberated a huge, majestic, impressive eagle in flight, which came with its claws against the vulture that had meanwhile come from the east. Throughout the day that dismal bird devoured the liver of poor Prometheus, abandoning its victim in the hours of night, during which the abdominal organ by divine will fatally and cruelly recomposed itself, ready to be devoured the next day. That was the infinite punishment that had been decided by the father of the gods. Only after the raptor's beak fell to the ground and the eagle returned to its lord's feet did Prometheus raise his exhausted head, and, while a light drizzle wet his dry lips, did he accept the compromise dictated by his executioner, revealing that, if Zeus conceived a son with Thetis, he would do to his father what his father had done to his grandfather. At this admonition the father of the gods was stunned. The sky thundered. A thunderbolt ripped the earth open, and the overflow
Sample complete. Ready to continue?